There is a gap of knowledge here. My job is to develop tools for fire managers so they are more efficient in protecting the forest, making sure that the practices are sustainable and the forest stay healthier. Traditional ways of using fire, traditional ways of managing forests. To use fire in the best way, you have to learn about fire. The native way.
Ernesto Alvarado's childhood was filled with fire. From an early age, he learned of its danger and its promise, how it could destroy, but also how it could grow the land.
I grew up in northern Mexico, in the Chihuahuan desert. I learned when the fire is hot, when the flames are hot, and how to stay away from them, and where to go if the wind is blowing one direction. And my parent and my grandfather, they taught me how to burn, basically. That's why I have all these plants here, because that reminds me also my childhood. And so in the process of clearing this land, they have to burn all the residues. And that's how I got a little familiar with the fire.
This can be extremely deep.
But when Ernesto began studying the science of forestry, the use of pesticides, fertilizer, and irrigation dominated the field. The goal was always to grow more and bigger. But as he continued his research, he learned this technical approach could lead to disastrous side effects like catastrophic wildfires.
It took scientists, ecologists in the western United States several decades to realize that Native American burning was part of the ecological process that maintained the health of the ecosystems, the health of the forest. Over the years, I started realizing also that we have been excluding fire for so many years, and then you start realizing the things you learn in history. That's when the next reservation started. People were moving to the reservations, and you eliminate the main source of ignition.
Indigenous fire practices offered a solution, and they were much like what he learned in his youth.
All natives, indigenous peoples from different cultures, they all converge to using fire. The things I learned when I was growing up as a kid came back to me. So I started making those connections. It's fluid dynamics, it's heat fluxes, thermodynamics, and all the science and engineering and forestry and fire. Well, a lot of that is out there. It's just a matter of us going and learning from them, from natives.
Now Ernesto studies the ecological benefits offered by native fire practices all over the world, from North America to Australia to the Amazon.
The typical forestry books, they teach you how to maximize profits, how to maximize volume. You have to look at it holistically. One of the things I learned from some of the elders, you don't produce trees, you don't produce lumber, you produce water. If you have forest, and you have trees, and you have water, you're going to have all, whatever you want. You can have fish, you can have wildlife, grass, trees, but you have to have water. So you manage for water. So we are enjoying something that was meant for Native Americans.
Ernesto's work does more than create healthier forests. By elevating traditional knowledge and incorporating it into the science, we get a fuller picture of how ecosystems work, based on thousands of years of native research and experience.
The native science has been developed and validated in one place, and our Western science has been validated with peer review, and we should recognize that native knowledge is a valid way of knowledge. Everything is connected.